Super Bowl Sunday from the West Coast and the Golden Gate Bridge standing tall on one of the biggest days in all of sports. And just about 40 miles southeast, it's the site of Super Bowl 60, and it is a lovely day at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. We'll be here and all over the Bay as we build up to kickoff between the Seahawks and the Patriots over the next 5.5 hours. The Super Bowl 60 pregame show on NBC is presented by Liberty Mutual. And welcome inside the stadium. Happy Super Bowl Sunday. My name is Maria Taylor. You guys know that guy. That's the Lombardi Trophy. I introduced him first on Super Bowl Sunday. Devin McCourty, Jason Garrett here with me. And the two of you guys have 6 total Super Bowl rings. I see you guys kind of pulled them out for us here.
A little bit.
For the show. But you know what this day means. And how would you describe the memories that you have from your trips to winning that trophy?
For one, me and Lombardi were really good friends, so you know. But it's all about the journey. And I think back to my 3 Super Bowl wins, 2014 season, Super Bowl 49, Malcolm Butler, the play of the year, the play that everyone remembers, and then Super Bowl 51, this unbelievable comeback to win a Super Bowl, and in Super Bowl 53, I won with my twin brother, Jason. It was the best.
Dallas, our first 2 Super Bowls, Jimmy Johnson was our head coach, and if I heard him say it once, I heard him say it 100 times. When we win a Super Bowl championship, there'll be spoils for all of us for the rest of our lives. He said, yeah, some of you guys will help you be Hall of Famers. Yep. Some of you assistant coaches will be head coaches. Everybody's going to get big contracts and opportunities to do a ton of things on and off the field, and he challenged us. Put your personal agendas aside, focus on your role, and make winning the most important thing. Forget about yards and touchdowns and all that kind of stuff. Make it all about winning. And Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin, that's what they did, and we followed their lead. Sure. And Jimmy was right. We won, and we're still benefiting from it. The other thing he said that I thought was equally important, when you win a championship and you've made that commitment, the bonds that you form with each other, they're strong and they last a lifetime. And I'm eternally grateful for those experiences and for those bonds.
Well, let's talk about the experience that has been the story of Sam Darnold, maybe the ultimate redemption story in all of professional sports. Jason, you spent time with him twice this season. Walk me through how he makes it through 8 years in the NFL, 5 different teams, and then makes it to this field tonight.
Yeah, I love Sam coming out. And, you know, when we interviewed him, I went back to the draft report that we had of him, and it was, you know, really talented guy, arm talent, athletic ability, instincts, but the most important part was the lower right-hand corner of the report. He said he doesn't go away when he has adversity, and when he has a failure, he keeps coming, and that's been the story of his career. Kicked to the curb by the Jets in Carolina, had a rehab here in San Francisco, goes to Minnesota, wins 14 games, and they move on from him, and now he has this team on the perch of a national and a Super Bowl championship.
And hanging out in New England, it used to be the expectation that they would be here. This feels like everyone's first Christmas in New England. They're all excited to be back at the Super Bowl, and they've been living for this moment.
Yeah, and this is the moment that they've been waiting for. You're going to hear from Drake May, Sam Darnold. We're also going to have Fred Warner, Kyle Shanahan, since we're in the home of the 49ers, stopping by our set. But let's get to the rest of our team. Jack Collinsworth, Tony Dungy, and Rodney Harrison. For the first time ever, we're having a live broadcast from Alcatraz Island. Good morning, guys.
Good morning to you, Maria. What was once America's most feared prison now is a historic landmark just across from downtown San Francisco. Rob, we've been all over the city. There is not a better view.
Jack, this is the most beautiful prison I've ever been to, Coach.
This real estate is amazing. I'm telling you, if it was for sale, it would be the most expensive real estate in California.
Absolutely.
I think you're right, Coach. Super Bowl 60. Here we are. You guys know all about winning Super Bowls. Rob, when you think about it, what do you remember most?
I got to go back to my rookie year, 1994. We played against the San Francisco 49ers in the Super Bowl. Steve Young threw for 6 touchdowns, and I'm begging my defensive coordinator, please let me in. I can make a play. I could be a difference maker. He didn't let me in, and I promised myself from that point on, if I ever played in the Super Bowl, I would be a starter. I went on, played in 3 more Super Bowls, and won back-to-back championships, Coach.
Well, my memory was from Super Bowl 13, and I remember walking out on the field for warm-ups and thinking, man, I've watched all 12 of these at home on television. Are people really watching me? And then I look down at the other end, and there's Roger Staubach, Tony Dorsett, Drew Pearson, man, we're going to be in trouble today. And then I had to think, I got Joe Green and Jack Lambert and Mel Blount. I'm going to be okay.
And, Coach, you got to understand, too, I made it here my rookie year. It took me 9 years to get back to the Super Bowl. So these teams, when you have an opportunity to win a championship, Super Bowl, you better take advantage of it.
No question about it. Took me 28 years to get back.
Wow. And, Rod, I can't help but think as well, with you, back-to-back Super Bowls, as you mentioned, with Mike Vrabel, what you see from him in those days that you're still seeing today?
He always loved football.
Yep.
He always wanted to be on a football field. Offense, he played defense, he played special teams, and Coach, he would hog up all the scout team reps, but he was a guy that I knew was always prepared and I can count on.
We got Martin Scorsese here circling us, showing you everything around this island. We're going to take you all around this 22-acre island throughout the course of the show, but for now, we take you to the water. Chris Sims with a couple of defensive legends. He's with Cam Hayward and Aaron Donald. All you, Chris.
Thanks, Jack. Yeah, we're over here on the boat having fun, the party boat in the bay. You said it. I am with legends, Aaron Donald, Cam Hayward. Between all three of us, there's 12 All-Pros here. 0 by me, 8 by him, 4 by him. But when it comes to the Super Bowl, exciting day.
Yes.
Four years ago, Super Bowl 56, last time NBC had it.
Yes.
That was a special day for you. Take us through that, because we didn't experience that yet.
It was life-changing, right? You talk about being in the moments, playing in them big games, to come down to 4th and 1, to make the play to close out the game, right? You line up, you think and run, it's 4th and 1, right? They won it all. You know, short, you see that the running back's child, you rush it, you do your best move, you get to Joe Burrow, right? You know, you grab him, you taking him down the last minute, he throws the ball in the air, everything goes slow motion. I hope nobody catch it. And then it's like, poof, you know, world champion. Then the iconic ring me moment to be able to be a world champion.
Let me see it.
You know,
Give me the whole mojo there. Yeah,
really.
that's iconic.
I was a little nervous putting on a boat, man. It's a big rain. I didn't want to sink us, man.
Yeah, we're rocking because of it, all right? Definitely that. All right, on the other side, Big Cam, you're one of the teams that beat the New England Patriots this year. Tell me about them and kind of that experience, you know, facing off against them.
Well, we beat them by getting turnovers. And I will say, when you have 5 turnovers, you think you're going to walk away with that game.
Right.
We did not. We were in a slugfest. And you look at their defense, they come at all angles with Christian Barmore and others, and Christian Gonzalez as well. But they're on the offensive side of the ball, we got turnovers. You got after Ramondre Stevenson, and you also got after Drake May. You got to hit him early. You got to get a lot of pressure, and then you got to make those running backs pay.
Yeah, definitely. And a little note on the quarterbacks, right? Little odd that we're going in it, MVP Drake May, almost MVP, I should say, second in the voting. A little cold, right? Hasn't had a whole lot of success in the playoffs because of some of the defenses he's played against. And then Sam Darnold on the other side is going in hot, beating your Rams in the NFC Championship game. I know, don't cry. You'll be okay. All right, they're not here. But regardless, that's going to be one thing to watch today. Drake May, can he get in rhythm early and kind of get that hot hand back? But now it's time to get the party started, all right? It is the Bravo Reality Hot Seat Super Bowl Sailgate Party. Take it to my friends, Wes Wilson and Kate Chastain.
Guys, the NFL is one of the best reality shows of all time, as we know that. We are so excited for Super Bowl 60, which is why we're on a boatload of reality Peacock and Bravo stars. Let's have some fun.
That's right, Wes. We've got cast members from The Traitors and House of Villains competing in tailgate competitions. We have Top Chef head judge Tom Colicchio sharing with us his favorite Super Bowl party dishes. Up here on the upper deck, we have the Real Housewives legend, DJ Duran the Medley, spinning bagers, rocking the boat, and of course, we've got mimosas, because what's a Super Bowl party without mimosas? Isn't that right, Maria?
We just need some mimosas down here on the field. I like Dorinda getting it early in the morning on the West Coast. Listen, we still got more star power to come, including 13-time Grammy winner John Legend. Snoop Dogg, we got a live talk back with him. He's in Italy for the Winter Olympics. Bad Bunny, the Apple Music halftime show headliner, you'll hear from him. And the actor and Patriots fan, Matt Damon, and the Bay Area legends, Green Bay, all part of a stacked lineup at Super Bowl 60.
Hi, sports fans.
You ready for the show? It's our stage. We're built for it.
Sam, you are a magician.
Someone's open up, let it rip.
It's about us.
12's a sacred number. There's power behind that.
Hey, America.
We're back. Hold the best players accountable. That's the blueprint.
Who gets on your nerves on the team?
Hey! Hey! Cut that lights on. Unreal.
I made
one of the legendary plays.
Let's go. Two claps. Ready.
What's up, guys? It's Marcus Jones here, also known as Elliot J.
Tell me about Elliot J. Who's that?
Yeah, that's me. You know, everyone says, you know, that's the alter ego in a sense when it comes down to music.
What does music give you?
Songwriting is a great avenue, and being able to have music, you can express your emotions.
Jones intercepted.
Another pick six. Touchdown, Marcus Jones.
Grammy or Super Bowl ring?
I've definitely dreamed about it. Super Bowl ring.
Marcus Jones making hits and plays, obviously. A pick six in the divisional against the Texans. And we've made our way under the stadium into the Patriots locker room. Devin, I hope you're okay, not looking for your jersey because it's not in here, even though they're setting up all the equipment as we speak.
They left me a spot right there, so I see my opening. But what I love about Marcus Jones was when he first got there as a rookie, he was like a little brother, always asking me questions, wanting to figure things out. He wanted to be a captain playing in the Super Bowl. And guess what? Little bro's there now.
There he is.
I'll tell you what, the matchup that I'm looking for more than any other is this one. Sam Darnold against this Patriots secondary. They got guys who can cover, but the best thing they do is they make it muddy for the quarterback. They kind of show you a look, and then they slowly move to something else, and it's really unclear for the quarterback as to what coverage they're getting. The key to this game for me is when Sam Darnold doesn't know what he's getting, be a great decision maker. Check the ball down. Don't do something stupid with the ball.
And these guys feel like they're not getting enough respect. They're fired up to go in this game. Like you said, they're going to try to disguise and make it hard, but they got a little boulder on their shoulders ready to go.
Yeah, and I'm going to try to keep you out of helmet while we're sitting over here. Let's send it over to the Seahawks locker room. Noah Eagle is with 49ers linebacker Fred Warner.
All right, Maria, thanks so much. We are in the Seattle Seahawks locker room. This is also the 49ers locker room. We're actually directly in front of Fred's locker. It almost feels like right now we're sitting on your couch watching your TV and somebody else is occupying it.
I mean, no, I knew it was going to be a long day today, but it's taking everything in me not to just start ripping stuff down in here. I mean, come on. It's like torture for me.
Yeah, I mean, what an honor for Amari Kite, though, to have your locker in particular. And I know you've gotten a chance to get ready for 2 of these in your career. Just give us some of your best memories from those.
Well, I mean, there is a moment that I can vividly remember, a young Fred Warner making the biggest play in the biggest moment, an interception in the Super Bowl against Patrick Mahomes, of course. And look, I was so jacked up. I remember getting to the sideline. I'm with my teammates. I'm like, man, if I get a couple more tackles, I might be Super Bowl MVP. Boy, was that so just naive of me, because, of course, we all know how that went and the lore of Patrick Mahomes began, of course.
But to your point, your individual performance in both of your Super Bowls off the charts. Your individual performance even against this Seahawks team this year was excellent. However, I know this is going to be tough for you. You said it's going to be a long day.
Yeah.
Can you give this team a compliment?
I don't know if I can. No, of course I can. I mean, look, there's a reason why they're in this game. They play the game the exact right way. They impose their will in all 3 phases, right? Special teams, offense, and defensively. You know, I got to tip my cap where it is, and they got a really good chance at winning this game. The Patriots better come ready to go.
NFC West still tops in the league, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no question about
Niners,
that.
#1. Don't get it twisted.
Oh, no. There's no allegiance shift here. We are still in the Niners locker room just for today. The Seahawks are occupying. And football has changed a lot over its history, from the forward pass to the tush push. So it's fitting that here in Silicon Valley, in the land of big ideas, that we have our Tim Layden recognize the pioneers of football.
We watch football tonight in Silicon Valley, a land of innovation. Football, too, is built on innovation. The story of the game is strokes of genius, followed by evolution. It is the story of Pop Warner's single wing, the grandfather of Lombardi's power sweep, and every play where somebody takes a snap and just runs. It is the story of Tom Landry's flex defense, which led to every attack that tries to confuse or overwhelm. It is the story of Paul Brown creating film study and Bill Belichick exploiting it. It is the story of the downfield passing game created by Sid Gilman, a blueprint for champions that followed. Bill Walsh's West Coast offense added precision and timing. It is the story of the quarterback who runs, a primal innovation. Pop Warner would recognize it immediately.
The Super Bowl 60 pregame show on NBC is brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. And by Michelob Ultra Zero. Zero alcohol, just 29 calories.
Friday's opening ceremony in Italy kicked off the Milan Cortina Olympics. A look at a USA men's hockey team practicing before their first game on Thursday. Team USA has been making their way to Italy, all thanks to Delta Airlines, the official airline of Team USA, and also a good partner to us. They're actually taking some of our colleagues to Milan tonight. All right, so in case you missed it, earlier this morning, Lindsey Vonn was taken to the hospital after a crash early in her run. Now, U.S. Ski and Snowboard says she is in stable condition. Vonn's run came shortly after her teammate, Breezy Johnson, took the lead. Now, Breezy's time held up by 0.04 of a second for the first U.S. gold medal of these very Olympics. This is Breezy's first career medal, and it was also kind of a redemption story for her. She had missed the 2022 Olympics after a crash on this very course in Cortina and the lead up to those games. Now, it's a little past 7 p.m. in Milan right now, and that's just 6,000 miles away from Levi Stadium, where Oscar-nominated actor Stanley Tucci is on the ground to give us a little slice of Italy.
So it has been reported that over 10 million pizzas will be ordered during the Super Bowl. That's amazing. I love pizza. I happen to be in a place in Milan where their pizza is distinctly different. It's fried, a little bit of oil, and then baked a little bit slowly, and you cut it with scissors.
It's so, yeah, it's so crunchy.
Absolutely amazing. Very unusual.
Thank you so much. Bravo.
The name of the place is called Confine, which means border or confines, and they've broken them in the best way. Enjoy the game.
Grazie, Stanley. We're going to be joined by more friends from Italy over the next few hours. But back here in Santa Clara, Melissa Stark is at the Patriots Team Hotel. Good afternoon, Melissa.
Hi, Maria. Yes, it is a very festive atmosphere here. I talked to a number of players and family members this morning. Stephon Diggs, he is all smiles. Morgan Moses can't wait for his first Super Bowl. Drake May came through the lobby, head down, backpack on, very focused, very locked in. Right now, they are all in their final team meeting before they head to the stadium, which is less than a mile here from this hotel, so it shouldn't take very long. The team buses, the early bus leaves about an hour and a half from now. The late bus goes at 12:30 p.m. Pacific time. Mike Vrabel addressed the team last night, and he told me he didn't bring anybody else in to talk to the team because he hasn't all year. He said, you don't change things up on Thanksgiving. You stick with the mac and cheese. I'm told that his message was he reminded the players of everything that it took to get here. He told them, just go out today and have fun. Now let's go to Kaylee Hartung. She is at the Seahawks Hotel.
Hey there, Melissa. Yeah, you never know who you will run into at a team hotel on game day. And for us, just minutes ago, it was head coach Mike Macdonald coming out of the doors behind me, his headphones in. He took off for a run through the streets of San Jose, and he's got time. The Seahawks have already wrapped up their meetings this morning, tightening up those final details of the game plan. And about an hour and 20 minutes from now, they will board buses to my right to make a 20-minute drive to Levi Stadium. Now, who could forget, as the Seahawks won the NFC Championship 2 weeks ago, Mike Macdonald made a statement that really summed up their season when he said, we did not care. It's about us. It's always been about us. And last night, he did not bring in any motivational speakers here either. He told me at this point, there's little left to be said. They've worked all season to get to this moment and be able to handle it. So instead, he let his own players' words do the talking. He showed the team a video, not a splash highlight reel of their best plays, but more so moments throughout the season where his players have been before the media talking about the connectedness of this team and the love they have for one another that led them to this Super Bowl stage. One final reminder that it's about us. So from San Jose, I'll send it to Alcatraz, to Jack, Tony, and Rodney. Take it away, guys.
All right, Kaylee and Melissa, thank you so much. Little game day jog there from Coach. You like to see that, don't you?
I did the same thing. I took a walk, Clyde, Kristen, and I, and we got lost. Almost didn't make it to the Super Bowl.
Rod, what are most people unaware of the actual routine of Super Bowl Sunday?
Coach, Super Bowl Sunday, it was really tough for me because, you know, it just seemed like it took all day. It was really hard for me to calm down and relax and just always felt that level of stress.
And you know that as a coach with your players. You're trying to calm them down, trying to tell them, just like Coach McDonald, it's just a normal day, but it's not. We know it, and it's a long day, Rod.
Don't wear yourself out in warm-ups. We played against the Philadelphia Eagles. Brian Dawkins, they're out there warming up. They're doing the Eagles. And before we're looking at them like, what are these guys doing? It's like 2.5 hours before the game even starts. The day goes a lot longer. Your routine changes, but they completely wore themselves out.
It's amazing you say that because I hadn't been to the Super Bowl in 28 years. I called Andy Reid and asked him about it. He repeated that story to me. Don't let your guys burn out in warm-ups. That helped me, and believe it or not, he told Mike McDonald the same story last week.
Yep. And guys, as you know, most people, they know this island. They know it as one of the most infamous prisons anywhere in the world. But the history of it, it extends far beyond that.
Alcatraz was a Civil War fort and a military prison before it housed some of America's most famous criminals, like Al Capone, Whitey Bulger, and George Machine Gun Kelly. Several years after the federal prison closed, a group of Native Americans occupied the island for 19 months. They protested the treatment of indigenous people in the United States, which led to federal reforms that improved Native American rights. Alcatraz Island attracts more than 1 million tourists every year and has even inspired pop culture with movies featuring Clint Eastwood and Nicolas Cage.
We're all.
And our coverage from Alcatraz, it wouldn't be possible without the support, collaboration from the National Parks Service, the Golden Gate National Parks Conservancy, and Alcatraz City Cruises. More ahead from the Rock. We'll take you to the Rec Yard next and the Cell Block after that.
This portion of the Super Bowl 60 pregame show on NBC was presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. The Super Bowl 60 pregame show on NBC is presented by Budweiser.
Well, we've had 6 decades of Super Bowl stories, and tonight, the next chapter is going to be written, and in the Bay, the games have already begun with Wes Wilson and the rest of the Bravo and Peacock gang. What do you guys have for us now?
What's up, guys? From the top deck, we're going to kick things off with a little showdown. Team Traders versus Team House of Villains. From Team Traders, the lovely Dorinda Medley, round of applause. And from Team House of Villains and my fellow co-host, Kate Chastain, baby. Let's get things going, Dorinda. A little short, we're okay. Nothing overboard. Yeah, Kate, there we go. Yeah, let's go. Dorinda, one more. Here we go. All you. Here we go. Here we go. You gotta toss it. Oh, one more. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Kate, go quick. Kate. And we have our winner, Kate Chastain, guys, and we're gonna keep the party going with the story of a Seahawks star who has a unique hobby under the sea. Let's go, guys.
Spearfishing, right? I just picture you as like Aquaman, right? Especially with your hair and your big muscles. I think you going down there with like a 3-pronged spear. How did you get interested in it?
Honestly, I kind of grew up near the beach my whole life. My dad, he's from Texas, so I grew up bass fishing with him, but actually being underwater is a completely different experience.
You got to be able to hold your breath, right?
Yeah.
And go down deep into the water and be able to hang there and wait for the fish.
The equalizing is the hardest part for me.
And equalizing is what? What do you mean?
As you're going down, you start feeling pressure in your head. You have to learn how to push that pressure out of your ears. You know, being an athlete, the lung capacity was there. I could hold my breath and like sit down there for a while.
Right.
My max breath hold now is like 4.5 minutes.
4.5?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
I still when I'm diving, will only stay down there for like 2 minutes because I don't push it to my max.
Right. Let's not do that.
Yeah.
We need you for the big game.
Yeah, exactly.
Invite me over. I'm coming over. I can hold my breath for at least 2 minutes,
10
I think.
feet,
I'm pretty good. I can do that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good in the water.
Well, that's pretty special right there, Leonard Williams. I mean, either one of you spearfishing, going down deep, anything? Your big butt's not even fitting in one of those wetsuits.
I got it, bro. I can do this.
No, I don't even like the water, so I'm stay away.
All right, well, I know you like these defensive linemen for both of these football teams. The Seattle Seahawks, they're pretty special up the middle.
Yes.
Right? Leonard Williams, that group, what jumps out to you about them?
Man, Leonard Williams, I think it starts up front in the trenches, right? He's a playmaker. He's disruptive, right? In the pass game, in the run game. When you talk about a guy that can win on a quick rush move, but it's always the second or the third move as a rusher, right? It's sometimes 9 times out of 10, you're not going to win on your first rush. It's going to be the second or third rush, so he stay active in that. And then in the run game, he's able to slip the big offensive lineman to make a play in the backfield. The football awareness, to see an offensive lineman like to penetrate, to get off, to make the big play.
Right.
So he's a disruptive guy that can be a game changer.
And then New England, I know Barrymore, Milton Williams impress you.
Yeah.
But how? What about their game?
Well, you brought up Aquaman.
Yeah.
And I was looking at Marvel and I was like, this is Hulk and Wolverine. Because they are creating a lot of destruction, killing people up front. Hands are fast. I like Milton because he's a little bit shiftier, gets off the ball. He can play the 2-eye, 3-eye. But, having those two guys up front destroys everything.
Yeah, I mean, we got D tackles. We know that. The other thing, too, the edge rushers, right? We're going to hit on, DeMarcus Lawrence, Harold Landry, their forces off the edge, too. But either way, two of the best defensive linemen in the sport. Which one do you give the edge to?
Oh, it's because you got to play the run game. I'm going to go with Seattle.
Seattle? You take Seattle?
Seattle's got a better team, I think.
I'm saying Seattle. I think with DeMarcus Lawrence, Brian Murphy, Leonard Williams, I think them guys just got it.
All right.
Seattle.
All right, let's get over to the Seattle Seahawks locker room with Fred, Noah, and Florio.
All right, Chris, appreciate it. I do love watching them talk about the nasty defensive lines and hearing Gwen Stefani in the background. But, Mike, we look forward to this Super Bowl. Clint Kubiak, offensive coordinator, expected to become the next head coach in Vegas for the Raiders. What more can you tell us?
Well, it was 8 years ago that the other offensive coordinator in this game, Josh McDaniels, was expected to become the head coach of the Colts. So nothing's done until it's done, Fred. But it is believed Kubiak will head to Las Vegas. Then the question becomes, who will the quarterback be? They've earned the hard way the first overall pick in the draft. The top guy is expected to be Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza. And I've talked to a lot of people around the league, Fred, and the belief is this is a perfect fit. Kubiak sees the game through the eyes of the quarterback, and Mendoza can run that drop-back passing game. He's got the athleticism to sprinkle in design runs and boost that running game. That sets up the play action for those downfield shots.
Well, Mike, you talk about Coach Kubiak's relationship with his quarterbacks, and in my opinion, the best friend for a quarterback is an effective run game. And I saw that when I was prepping for these guys for week 1. I watched their game against Kansas City in the preseason, and I think they ran the ball about 10 times to start that game for a touchdown. I'm thinking, this guy's committed to the run.
Yeah, you did win week 1, by the way.
Well, absolutely.
Okay,
I was in that game. We had to make sure we got to put that out there.
Let's go to the Patriots locker room with Maria.
I love it. Way to remind him, Noah. Listen, we are here in the locker room. I know it's like a sanctuary, but since it is the Patriots locker room, you've been there, done that. I'll allow you to give us one of your best memories from a Super Bowl win.
Well, we're standing right by this exercise bike, and I remember Super Bowl 51. Here, hold that for me, Maria, as I tell this story. We come in at halftime. We're down by a ton, and I'm sitting in a chair. Deron Harmon jumps on this bike. He starts riding. Everyone should be panicking. He calmly says, hey, guys, it's going to be the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history. Couple chuckles, then we go with the rest of halftime. Now, we rehearse over and over again, and we all know the rest of that story.
Yeah, Deron was right. One of my favorite Super Bowl stories was the night before our 3rd Super Bowl. We're at dinner, and the team is uncharacteristically kind of tense and anxious. They're kind of quiet. We had a lot of guys with swagger back then, Michael Irvin and Deion Sanders, but we were quiet, and we're watching the basketball game as it's going on. It goes to a commercial, and you see this figure running in this yellow hoodie, and everybody looks up, realizes it's Troy Aikman, our quarterback, and the commercial goes on and on and on. At the end of it, he takes his shirt off and he drinks a protein shake, and everybody absolutely fell out, rolling on the floor. It broke the tension. We ended up getting after Pittsburgh the next day.
I love it. Okay, well, this is my first Super Bowl, so I'm going to hold on to this, and he's not getting it back. There's no chance. Patriots looking for a record-setting 7th Super Bowl ring. My guess is it's like 3 times the size of this, so the one that they're going to end up rolling out. You're not getting it back. I'm serious. I get it. All right, for 150 years, Budweiser has not just been made in America. It's made of America. Check out the Clydesdales kicking off the 150th anniversary celebration here at Super Bowl 60.
There's a view of San Francisco from the famous Twin Peaks. And in the heart of town, you'll find 710 Ashbury, the original home of the Grateful Dead. The Dead recently lost founding member Bob Weir at age 78. Shortly before his passing, we visited drummer and good friend of Bob's, Mickey Hart, as he reflected on his band's connection to their hometown team.
Hi, sports fans. 60 years. It's a long time. And for both the Grateful Dead and the Super Bowl, it's been 6 decades of history. Heroes, heartbreak, reinvention, and a whole lot of joy along the way. And it all started right here in San Francisco. It became our home during the Summer of Love. 60 years ago, the Grateful Dead came together, trying to make sense of our sound, our rhythm, and the strange new world we were living in. Back then, 710 Ashbury, things were buzzing, a little chaos and a lot of passion. Folks were dancing in the street, but just down the road, only 6 blocks away, another team was making its spark at Kezar Stadium, the first home of the 49ers. By the 1980s, the 49ers were the kings of football. Bill Walsh, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, the best show in the NFL.
World champions. That's the greatest feeling in the world. For this town, they'll never forget this day.
They were reinventing what offense could be. And at the same time, me, Billy, Jerry, Bob, and Phil, we were out there finding our own sound, pushing the envelope. It wasn't so different, really. The team, the band, the communication, and the trust. It's all about teamwork. 49ers won a lot of games, and we had some fun along the way as well. Over the years, our connection just kept growing. And then, 10 years ago, the Niners got a new home, Levi's Stadium, right here in Santa Clara, which we chose as the best place on the West Coast to celebrate our 50th anniversary. Now another chapter is born, another chance to celebrate life in the city we all love, and where we all came from. It's Super Bowl 60, and the Grateful Dead 60th as well. 2 San Francisco stories, still rolling, still evolving, and still trucking on. What a long, strange trip it's been. Have a great Super Bowl.
Well, another legend that we saw in that piece was John Brody, who passed away recently at age 90. The 49ers quarterback began his career at Kezar Stadium, and after football, he was an analyst for NBC. He's in the 49ers Hall of Fame here at Levi's. As Mickey Hart mentioned, the Dead christened Levi's Stadium in 2015. One of many big-time events to happen here. A few months later, Peyton Manning and the Broncos won Super Bowl 50. Then you fast forward to January 2019. Trevor Lawrence, Clemson, beat Alabama in the national championship. And of course, who could forget WrestleMania at Levi's over a decade ago? Well, this is also one of the venues for this summer's World Cup. Expecting to get more memories here tonight, more memories in the summer. And for more on that, let's bring in Access Hollywood's Kid Hoover.
Oh, thanks so much, Noah. Yes, I'm here at the NFL tailgate area where the biggest pregame party is about to get underway. But here to kick things off with me is the one and only Owen Wilson.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
You're my leadoff right here.
Yes.
I know you're a huge fan of soccer. The World Cup is going to be on Telemundo and Peacock. What is the best part about watching the games in Spanish on Telemundo?
Well, I mean, we know soccer is the beautiful game, and I guess when you hear it in Spanish, that really, those two kind of go hand in hand, just the excitement and the energy and hearing those announcers, Jose and Luis. But, yeah, I'm going to have to brush up on my Spanish a little bit, but I have a good teacher for that.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I've been watching those commercials. Those are good. What teams are you excited to watch in the World Cup?
Well, USA, of course, and then I wouldn't mind. I'd like to see England do well. You know, they invented the game.
Yes.
They love it so
Keep it
much.
classic.
Argentina, I love Messi. So I have a few teams that I'll be rooting for.
Speaking of Messi, describe for me, take me on the inside, that sweaty hug you got from after the game. He came after you.
I know. I was kidding that I felt like I was in a rom-com. Like, when he, like, saw me, I was like, is he looking at me? And I was with my 2 boys, and it was like, I mean, we were just flying so high for like a week after getting to meet him. And, you know, he's the GOAT.
He is the GOAT. All right, well, thanks so much for coming in today. Can you take us out with the greatest goal celebration call that you got, Owen? Give me everything you got.
Goal!
Keep it going. Sign him up. Great to see you right there.
Thank you.
All right, guys, don't miss the World Cup in Spanish on Telemundo and Peacock this summer. And before the World Cup, don't miss another soccer celebration. NBC's next Premier League Fan Fest is going to be headed to Tampa, Florida on April 18th and 19th. All right, right now, let's go back to Maria in the stadium.
I appreciate it, Kit. Yeah, we've made our way from the locker room to the set, and we've got the big board. We got Steve Kornacki, so you know it's a big deal. I won't make you scream goal, but I heard that you have some intel on the Super Bowl square, so let everyone know.
Oh, let's talk about the squares, Maria. We all got ours, right? You get 2 numbers. They got to match up, 1 for each team, with the final digit in each team's score. Now, you get prizes based on the score at the end of each quarter, so if you want to start the Super Bowl off the right way, you better be looking at your ticket and see the numbers 0, 3, and 7. 90% of the time, one of these numbers is going to hit for the first quarter. 70% a combination of these 3 numbers. But the big prize is the final score. What do you want to see on your ticket there? Well, this 4 and 7 has hit 5 times. No combination has hit more in Super Bowl history. The other way to look at it, though, is this. There are 5 high probability numbers. The 4 and the 7 are 2 of them. Also the 0, 1, and 3. 90% of the time, one of these numbers is going to be part of the final score combination. Nearly half the time, the combination is going to come entirely from this group of numbers. See those on your ticket, you're feeling good. That leaves the lower probability numbers. That would be 2, 5, 6, 8, and 9. Now, if you're seeing these on your ticket, the good news is each one of these numbers has been part of the final score multiple times. But what you probably want to see, if you have one of these numbers, is also one of the higher numbers with it. If you get 2 of these together, that's where you get into the combinations that have never hit. But if you're like me and you always get bad numbers, here's the good news. 2 of the last 3 Super Bowls, the combination has been one that had never hit before.
You're not a bad number, Steve. Never that. Listen, Steve Kornacki only shows up for the big moments, playoffs, and Super Bowl. He's not going anywhere. He'll be back a little bit later and still to come. How the late John Madden continues to make an impact in the Bay Area, and should Bill Belichick have gotten into the Hall of Fame? And a Super Bowl tradition, Jimmy Fallon's Puppy Predictors. His furry friends pick tonight's winner. All that and more ahead of Super Bowl 60.